Ugh. Time to start another beautiful day. What videos do I have planned today? Oh no. What up, coaster fans? My name is Ed Fernandez, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about Larson Super Loops, aka Daredevil Chaos Coaster at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Now, the ride itself does claim Chaos Coaster, meaning that the park claims that it's a coaster, but the question we're going to be diving into today, is it a coaster? Let's break that down for you folks. So on an actual roller coaster, there is a plethora of people on the actual station platform. There are 2 to 3 people on the opposite ends of the station that have their own button controls that link up to the main panel. And the same goes for a Larson Super Loop. There is one main person at the joystick, I guess you could say, and there's another person at the exit, and sometimes there's one at the entrance. Now, here's the thing though. There isn't a button panel, there isn't anything of that nature on this ride. There is a joystick similar to the Atari 2600. Now, obviously, since I live in modern times, I don't have an Atari 2600, so let's just pretend here that my PlayStation controller, which is nothing similar to an Atari 2600 controller. So, your right op sits there with their joystick, and they literally sit there, and when they move it sideways, the car is going to move up to the side. When they move it the other way, once it reaches max height from that rotation, it will go back the other way, meaning that the operator is controlling this ride. Now let's dive into the question of what makes a coaster a coaster. Naturally, you have the wheels, naturally you have the restraints, the track, the chain. Well, I mean, of course, if it's a ride that's manufactured by, let's say, Mock Rides, they wouldn't have a chain. Necessarily. Most times you're going to see an LSM launch, which is similar to this coaster. Now, a coaster like Daredevil uses drive tires. Underneath the track, there's a set of blades that they pass through 2 tires side by side, and the blade goes right in between. That's what propels it going all the way around the loop. Now, the idea is that once the train reaches its top, you can naturally let it go and it'll complete the full circuit, right? Wrong. Naturally, the way of gravity is that if you keep a coaster in motion, it'll stay in motion. But we also have this thing called friction. Friction, on the other hand, will slow this ride down. And if you look at this ride at its entirety, it has a coupler unit for wheels going all the way around the track. Check out this footage right here and I'll show you. You can see right here that the track can go all the way around, and it doesn't really matter where the cars are bolted. Unless there is, because I've never seen the undercarriage of a Larson Super Loop. So, hey, there's a first time for everything. Who knows? But the idea is that this coaster is 90% propelled by the operator and 10% by gravity, because there can be a moment where the operator can move the joystick and then stop, and then just let it go through on its own devices, which you could count as a coaster. The problem is that most of the time, it's not a coaster because it's under user operation. It's not under gravity. It's not relying on its own devices to travel through the course. I mean, it doesn't even have a course. It's a loop. Also, too, guys, one more thing before we take off. If you go to RCDB, which is the roller coaster database, as seen here, and you head into their website, naturally you're going to get some random coasters and some different things like that. But if you go into here and you type in Larson Super Loop, nothing comes up. And every single coaster known to man is on this website. So if you can't find it on RCDB, that's an immediate red flag that this ride is not a roller coaster. And when you put it into the following categories, that it doesn't traverse the track using its own momentum after the first initial set of movement, it cannot perform the entirety of the ride on its own speed and momentum. This ride has sort of an interesting layout for track. It sort of sits in a slot, a little less than a track. So I wouldn't really say that it's a roller coaster based on that, because roller coasters roll on their own momentum by coasting on the track itself. So when you think about it, this ride is not a coaster because it doesn't even have a track. It just has a little slot, like a slot car. Overall, this ride itself, in my eyes, is not a roller coaster. Now, when you go to your park, or in my case, if you go to Discovery Kingdom and you ride this ride and you think it's a roller coaster, that is fine by me, because in the coaster community, there's no set guidelines. There's nothing of that nature that stops you from saying that this is a roller coaster or not. So with that being said, do you guys agree with me? Do you think that this is a roller coaster or not? Hit me up in the comments down below and tell me, do you think this is a roller coaster or not? That's my big question for you guys today. Also, if you guys haven't already, head out to Discovery Kingdom.
If you live in the Bay Area, of course. If not, go find your nearest theme park that has one in operation.
And then tell me what you think, because I would love to hear from you guys, and it makes me happy to stay connected with my community and be able to talk with you guys, because that's all I'm here for. I like to display my affection towards theme parks and roller coasters with the fans. So yeah, guys, with that being said, that's going to conclude today's video. Don't forget to go down below, leave a like, leave me a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because that helps me the most, and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content that I produce. So, with that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.